I love the fact when Barnabas wakes up, he has to get acclimated with this new strange world. And I was thinking, hypothetically, how funny would it be if he were to wake up on a Tim Burton set and be in one of your earlier films? Which of your films do you think he would have had the most fun interacting with?
Well, he probably would have been most at home in Ed Wood, because somebody mentioned this, if I look at the style of what Dark Shadows was, it is strangely like an Ed Wood movie.
Yeah.
That same kind of weird world that's kind of dramatic and strange, and so he probably would have adjusted best to that one for some reason.
Now, I love the line in the film when they're talking about David, and they say, as long as it makes him happy, it doesn't matter what he believes. And I just thought it was a brilliant line. I thought about you when you were like a kid and you were in school and teachers were not really understanding your creativity and your content. And how did you keep yourself from getting discouraged? And was it because you were happy with what you were doing that kept you going?
Well, I was lucky to have like one, as long as you have like one teacher. I had one art teacher that, didn't think I was weird and just sort of accepted, like tried to see people for who they were and then let them explore things within their realm, which helped them to grow as people. And there was not a lot of that going on. There was a lot of categorization of people. And so that sort of, if you were lucky enough to have anybody in your life that kind of let you sort of grow as to what you wanted to be, that's a real amazing bit of help that everybody kind of deserves, but you don't often get.
I have to say, 30 years ago, you created one of the greatest short films of all time with Vincent. And now, 30 years later, you're directing Dark Shadows. And this career you've had has been absolutely incredible. What is the one thing you are still learning as a filmmaker today? What is the one thing you have yet to master, in your opinion?
Well, I think you're always learning. I think that's the fun of making a film. Each one feels like it's the first one, which is good. Otherwise, you'd get kind of either bored or jaded or whatever. So, you're always working with new people, so you gain things from them. People surprise you, actors, whatever. That's why, I work with people that I've worked with, also work with a lot of new people on this, and it's just constant surprise, and I think that's the gift of it, and that's what you always want to keep remembering. As soon as you think you learn something, there's something new to come around, and that's the beauty of film, is like it's always a surprise, and there's more you can remember that, the better off you are.
I think you do a brilliant job of taking an original source material and making it your own, with Willy Wonka and obviously with Batman. What is that difference and that balance as a director of creating something, paying homage to the original source material, but also still adding your own style?
Well, that's the thing about this one, was weird. You wouldn't want to, if you look at episodes of the show, you don't really want to, then you would have like an Ed Wood movie for real.
Right.
So part of it was just trying to capture the spirit of how it made me feel watching it. It's interesting, because if you talk to somebody like Johnny or Michelle who were fans, when they talk about it, it's always with affection, I mean, even the show's very serious. People that were fans talk about it with a sense of fun and affection to it. So, you were trying to balance more, like not remaking the show, but giving the spirit of it, that how it made some of us feel.
Right.
So it has a mixture of feelings.
Hypothetically, if you were to look all over all your films, look at your famous characters that you've created, and you can create the ultimate Tim Burton scene and put 3 or 4 of your famous characters in that scene together and interact, what would be that scene?
God. That sounds like a bad ice show or theater, that sounds like something I'll be doing near the end of my life, which maybe could be any time now, but no. I mean, I think that, now that's the thing about it. I don't really think, I've always just enjoyed doing it. It's hard for me to go back and watch the films, but if I looked at pictures of all the characters, I feel it's always great to see them all together. It's like your weird, twisted family,
Congratulations to you. It's absolutely awesome.
Thanks, man.